Alright, so what's happening everybody? Gregory Peterson here and welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into some of the best tech tip hacks that will make your life easier. Now, I know tech hacks can sound a bit clickbaity sometimes, but trust me, the stuff we're covering today is genuinely useful, practical, everyday things that can seriously streamline how you interact with your devices. We're talking about those little adjustments and pieces of knowledge that, once you implement them, make you wonder how you ever managed without them. These aren't super complex developer-level tricks, but rather accessible improvements for everyone. The thing is, we're all surrounded by technology, from our smartphones and laptops to an ever-increasing number of smart gadgets in our homes. And while this tech is designed to help us, it can sometimes feel overwhelming or even frustrating if we're not using it to its full potential. That's where these tips come in. They're all about boosting your efficiency, reducing digital clutter, enhancing your security, and ultimately, making your tech experience smoother and more enjoyable. It's about taking control and making the tech work for you, not the other way around. So in this video, we'll be walking through 5 key areas. We'll kick things off with the magic of keyboard shortcuts. Seriously, a game changer for productivity. Then we'll tackle the dreaded cable monster and look at simple ways to manage your cables. After that, we'll explore the power of cloud storage for seamless access and backup. We'll also dive into customizing your digital workspace to make it truly yours. And finally, we'll cover the crucial, often overlooked importance of regular software updates. Stick around, because there's definitely something in here for everyone. So, first up, let's talk keyboard shortcuts. I know, some of you are probably thinking, yeah, I know Ctrl plus C, Ctrl plus V, what's the big deal? But hear me out. The world of keyboard shortcuts is vast and truly internalizing. Even a handful of them beyond the basics can fundamentally change how quickly and efficiently you operate your computer. It's one of those things that seems minor, but the cumulative time saved is actually pretty staggering. Think about how many times a day you copy, paste, save, or switch between applications. Each mouse movement, each click through a menu, it all adds up. The core idea here is simple. Keeping your hands on the keyboard as much as possible is almost always faster than reaching for the mouse or trackpad. Your fingers are already there, poised for action. Moving a cursor across the screen, locating the right menu option, and clicking takes a sequence of micro-actions. A keyboard shortcut, on the other hand, is often a single swift command. It's about minimizing friction and unnecessary movement, allowing you to stay in the flow of what you're doing, whether that's writing, coding, editing, or just browsing the web. Let's start with the absolute essentials, the ones that should be second nature. We've got Ctrl plus C or Command plus C on a Mac for copy, Ctrl plus X, Command plus X for cut, and Ctrl plus V, Command plus V for paste. These are your bread and butter for moving text and files. Then there's Ctrl plus Z, Command plus Z for undo, a lifesaver honestly. And don't forget Ctrl plus S, Command plus S for save. Hitting this frequently becomes an unconscious habit that can prevent a lot of heartache from lost work. These are universal across most applications, making them incredibly valuable. Moving beyond basic editing, let's consider navigation. Alt plus Tab, Command plus Tab on Mac, to cycle through open applications is huge. Instead of clicking on icons in your taskbar or dock, you can instantly switch focus. Within applications that use tabs, like web browsers or some file explorers, Ctrl plus Tab, Control plus Tab on Mac, or sometimes Command plus Option plus arrow keys, lets you cycle through those open tabs. And a personal favorite for quickly minimizing everything to see your desktop Windows key plus D or F11/Command plus M on Mac depending on settings. Web browsing is another area where shortcuts shine. Ctrl plus T, Command plus T opens a new tab. Ctrl plus W, Command plus W closes the current tab. Made a mistake and closed a tab you didn't mean to. Ctrl plus Shift plus T, Command plus Shift plus T reopens the last closed tab. This one feels like magic when you first discover it. To jump directly to the address bar to type a new URL or search, Ctrl plus L, Command plus L, is your friend. These simple commands can make your browsing experience feel so much more fluid and responsive. When you're working with text, beyond just copying and pasting, there are more shortcuts to speed things up. Ctrl plus A, Command plus A, selects all text in a document or field. Ctrl plus F, Command plus F, brings up the find or search dialog, letting you quickly locate specific words or phrases. And for basic formatting, Ctrl plus B for bold, Command plus B, Ctrl plus N for italics, Command plus I, and Ctrl plus U for underline, Command plus U, are standard in most word processors and text editors. These are much faster than mousing up to the formatting toolbar every time. Now, it's also super important to remember that many applications have their own extensive sets of shortcuts. If you're using specialized software like Adobe Photoshop, Final Cut Pro, a code editor like VS Code, or even something like Microsoft Excel, taking the time to learn the shortcuts specific to that program will provide a massive productivity boost. These are often tailored to the core functions of the application, so mastering them directly impacts your workflow efficiency within that specific environment. So, how do you discover these shortcuts? Often, they're listed right next to the menu items. When you click File, you might see Save Ctrl+S. Pay attention to those. Many applications also have a help section that lists all keyboard shortcuts. And honestly, a quick web search for application name keyboard shortcuts will usually yield a comprehensive list. The key is to start small, pick a few that seem most relevant to your common tasks, and consciously practice them. Building muscle memory is the goal here. Initially, you might feel a bit slower as you consciously recall the key combination, but stick with it. After a short while, these actions will become automatic, and you'll be executing commands without even thinking about it. It's like learning to type without looking at the keys. It takes practice, but the long-term payoff in speed and reduced cognitive load is well worth the initial effort. Don't try to learn them all at once. Some operating systems and applications even allow you to customize keyboard shortcuts or create your own for actions that don't have one by default. This is a more advanced step, but for power users, it can be incredibly useful for tailoring the system precisely to your workflow. If there's a command you use constantly that doesn't have a convenient shortcut, it might be worth investigating if you can create one. This level of personalization can truly optimize your interaction with your tools. Ultimately, integrating keyboard shortcuts into your daily computer use isn't just about saving a few seconds here and there. It's about a smoother, more intuitive, and less interrupted workflow. It reduces physical strain from excessive mouse use and keeps you focused on the task at hand. So I encourage you, pick 3 new shortcuts this week that are relevant to what you do and make an effort to use them. You'll be surprised how quickly they become indispensable. Alright, let's move on to a topic that I think plagues almost every single one of us at some point: cable management, or more accurately, the distinct lack thereof. We all know the scene, that tangled mess of wires behind the desk, under the TV, or around the charging station. It's often called cable spaghetti or a rat's nest, and it's not just an eyesore. It can actually cause a few practical problems too. So we're going to look at some simple, effective ways to tame the beast. Why bother with cable management? Well, beyond the obvious aesthetic improvement, a clean setup just looks and feels better, there are some real benefits. Good cable management can improve airflow around your components, especially for PCs, which can help with cooling. It makes it significantly easier to identify which cable goes where if you need to troubleshoot something or move your setup. And, believe it or not, it can even be a safety issue, reducing trip hazards if cables are trailing across the floor. One of the simplest and most effective tools in your cable management arsenal is the Humble Velcro tie, or reusable cable tie. Unlike single-use plastic zip ties, these can be easily opened and refastened, which is perfect for situations where you might need to add or remove a cable later. They're great for bundling together cables running in the same direction, like those coming from your monitor or peripherals to your PC or docking station. They come in various lengths and colors too. For a slightly more permanent or neater solution when bundling a larger group of cables, you can look into cable sleeves or conduits. These are typically fabric or plastic tubes that you can wrap around a bundle of wires, effectively turning multiple messy cables into one thicker, cleaner-looking cable. Some have zippers, others use Velcro, and some are split loom tubing that you can easily push cables into. This works really well for the main run of cables from your desk to your power strip or wall outlet. Now what about all those cables that need to hang down from the underside of your desk? This is where under-desk cable management trays or baskets come in incredibly handy. These are essentially little shelves or nets that attach to the bottom of your desk, providing a place to tuck away power strips, power bricks, and excess cable slack. Getting these items off the floor not only looks tidier, but also makes cleaning under your desk much easier. No more kicking a power strip by accident. Another great little tool is the cable clip or cable holder. These are small adhesive clips that you can stick to the edge of your desk, the back of your monitor, or even along a wall. They allow you to route individual cables neatly and keep them from falling down when unplugged. They're perfect for your phone charging cable, laptop charger, or headphone cable, ensuring they're always within reach but not cluttering your workspace. Some even come in multi-cable versions. Here's a tip that seems obvious but is often overlooked. Label your cables, especially the power adapters and USB cables that all look frustratingly similar. A simple label maker, or even just a piece of masking tape and a pen, can save you so much time and frustration when you're trying to figure out which black power brick belongs to which device. Label both ends of the cable if you can, especially for longer runs or cables that go through walls or furniture. Before you even start plugging things in, especially if you're setting up a new desk or rearranging your current one, take a moment to plan your cable routing. Think about the most direct and unobtrusive paths for your cables. Try to run them along desk legs, behind monitors, or through any built-in cable management channels your desk or monitor stand might have. A little bit of planning up front can make the actual tidying process much smoother and more effective. Of course, one way to drastically reduce cable clutter is to go wireless wherever it's practical and doesn't compromise performance for your needs. A wireless mouse, wireless keyboard, and wireless headphones can eliminate 3 of the most common culprits for desk clutter. While they do require charging or batteries, the clean look and freedom of movement can be a huge plus. For general productivity, modern wireless peripherals are excellent. Don't think of cable management as a one-and-done task. Over time, you'll add new devices, remove old ones, and things can start to get a bit messy again. Schedule a quick cable declutter session every few months. It might just involve retightening some Velcro ties, rerouting a new cable properly, or getting rid of cables you no longer need. This little bit of maintenance helps keep the chaos at bay long term. The satisfaction of a well-managed cable setup is genuinely underrated. It contributes to a feeling of order and calm in your workspace, which can surprisingly translate to a clearer mind and better focus. It's one of those out-of-sight, out-of-mind things, but in a good way. When your physical environment is tidy and organized, your digital environment, and even your mental state, often follow suit. So, invest a little time, grab some basic supplies, and conquer that cable clutter. Next up, let's dive into the world of cloud storage. You've almost certainly heard of it, and you're probably already using it in some capacity, maybe even without actively thinking about it. Services like Google Drive, iCloud, Dropbox, OneDrive, these are all examples of cloud storage. But what exactly is it, and why is it such an essential tech hack for modern life? At its core, cloud storage means saving your digital files, documents, photos, videos, anything, on remote servers accessed via the internet, instead of solely on your local hard drive. The most immediate and obvious benefit of using cloud storage is accessibility. Once your files are in the cloud, you can typically access them from virtually any device that has an internet connection. Your laptop, your tablet, your smartphone, even a public computer in a pinch, though be careful with those. This means you're no longer tethered to a single machine to get to your important stuff. You can start working on a document at your desk, make edits on your phone during your commute, and then pick it up again on your laptop at a coffee shop. Then there's the absolutely crucial aspect of backup and disaster recovery. Think about it. If your computer's hard drive fails, or your laptop gets stolen, or your house has a fire or flood, what happens to all your locally stored files? If they're not backed up elsewhere, they could be gone forever. Cloud storage provides an off-site backup. Many services offer automatic syncing, so as you create or modify files, they're quietly and continuously backed up to the cloud without you having to do much. This is huge for peace of mind. Collaboration is another massive advantage. Most cloud storage platforms make it incredibly easy to share files or entire folders with other people. You can grant them view-only access or allow them to comment or even give them full editing permissions. For students working on group projects or colleagues collaborating on a presentation or even just sharing family photos, this is a game changer. Some services like Google Docs/Sheets/Slides allow for real-time co-editing, where multiple people can work on the same document simultaneously. There are several major players in the cloud storage game, and many offer a decent amount of free storage to get you started. Google Drive is tightly integrated with Gmail and Google Workspace. Apple's iCloud is seamless for users within the Apple ecosystem. Dropbox was one of the pioneers and is known for its simplicity and reliability. Microsoft's OneDrive integrates well with Windows and Microsoft 365. Each has its strengths, and often the best one for you depends on the ecosystem you're already in or your specific needs. When choosing a cloud storage service or deciding whether to upgrade to a paid plan, consider a few factors. How much storage space do you actually need? Most free tiers offer between 5 to 15 gigabytes, which is fine for documents but might fill up quickly with photos and videos. What features are important? Some offer better version history, more granular sharing controls, or advanced productivity tools. And of course, there's pricing and how well it integrates with the devices and apps you use daily. Security and privacy are, understandably, big concerns when you're entrusting your files to a third party. Reputable cloud storage providers use strong encryption, both for data in transit, when it's being uploaded or downloaded, and data at rest, when it's stored on their servers. Always enable two-factor authentication on your cloud storage account for an extra layer of security. This means even if someone gets your password, they still can't access your account without a second code, usually from your phone. Most cloud storage services offer a desktop client that creates a special folder on your computer. Anything you put in this folder is automatically synced to the cloud and to your other connected devices. Many also offer selective sync or files on demand. This means you can see all your cloud files in your computer's file explorer, but they only download to your local drive when you actually open them, saving precious local storage space, especially on laptops with smaller SSDs. Think strategically about how you use cloud storage. It's not just a dumping ground. You can create specific folders for different types of files, a work projects folder, a personal documents archive, a vacation photos collection. Many photo apps on smartphones can automatically back up your pictures and videos to the cloud, ensuring those precious memories are safe. For really important documents like copies of passports or insurance policies, having a secure cloud backup can be invaluable. The convenience of automatic backups, especially for mobile devices, cannot be overstated. Our phones contain so much of our lives now: photos, contacts, messages. Most smartphone operating systems offer built-in cloud backup options that can save this data automatically when your phone is charging and connected to Wi-Fi. Taking a few minutes to set this up properly can save you from a world of hurt if your phone is ever lost, stolen, or damaged. It makes migrating to a new phone much easier too, so to sum it up, cloud storage offers incredible flexibility, robust backup capabilities, and powerful collaboration tools. It gives you the freedom to access your digital life from anywhere, provides a safety net against data loss, and simplifies sharing. If you're not already making full use of a cloud storage service, I highly recommend exploring the options and integrating one into your digital routine. The peace of mind and operational efficiency it provides are well worth it. Alright, let's talk about your digital workspace. This isn't just about the physical desk and chair, but the screen environment where you likely spend a significant chunk of your day, your desktop, your browser, your applications. Just like you'd personalize your physical office or room to make it more comfortable and conducive to productivity, you can and should do the same for your digital space. Making it your own can have a surprisingly positive impact on your efficiency and even your mood. Desktop customization is often the first thing people think of. This includes your wallpaper, the arrangement of your icons, and the use of widgets or desktop gadgets if your OS supports them. A clean, inspiring wallpaper can be a nice touch, but more importantly, think about icon clutter. A desktop littered with random files and shortcuts can be distracting and make it harder to find what you need. Consider a minimalist approach, or use tools like fences on Windows, or even just well-organized folders to keep things tidy. Speaking of organizing files and folders, this is fundamental. Develop a logical folder structure that makes sense too for your documents, projects, photos, and downloads. Don't just dump everything into the Documents folder or onto the desktop. Create main categories and then subfolders within them. Consistent naming conventions for files can also be a huge help. The goal is to be able to find any file you need quickly, without having to rely solely on search every single time. Your web browser is probably one of your most used applications, so customizing it can yield big returns. Organize your bookmarks bar with frequently visited sites. Install extensions that genuinely help your workflow, maybe a password manager, an ad blocker, a note-taking tool, or a screen capture utility. Many browsers also support themes allowing you to change their appearance. The key is to add tools that enhance your browsing, not ones that just add clutter or slow things down. Don't stop at the OS and browser. Dive into the settings of your most used applications. Many programs allow you to customize toolbars so you can have your most frequently used functions readily accessible. We talked about learning default keyboard shortcuts, but some apps let you customize those too, or assign shortcuts to actions that don't have them. You can often set default preferences for things like font sizes, saving locations, or startup behaviors, saving you a few clicks every time you use the app. A hugely underrated feature in modern operating systems, Windows, macOS, and many Linux distributions, is virtual desktops or spaces. This allows you to create multiple separate desktop environments. You could have one for work-related applications, another for personal browsing and communication, and maybe a third for a specific project. This helps you mentally compartmentalize tasks and reduces clutter on any single screen, making it easier to focus on what you're doing at that moment. Pay attention to your display settings. Beyond just brightness, look at screen resolution and scaling. Find a combination that makes text clear and elements easy to see without straining your eyes. Most operating systems now also include a night light or blue light filter feature, which reduces the amount of blue light emitted by your screen in the evening. This can potentially help with eye strain and make it easier to wind down before bed if you're working late. Sound and notification management is a big part of customizing your digital environment for focus. Go through your system and application notification settings. Do you really need an audible alert and a pop-up for every single email or social media mention? Probably not. Configure notifications so that you only get interrupted by what's truly important. Turning off non-essential sounds can also contribute to a calmer, less distracting workspace. While we're focused on the digital, remember it interacts with the physical. The way you set up your software can complement good physical ergonomics. For example, if you use multiple monitors, arrange your digital workspace to flow logically across them. If you have vision considerations, adjusting font sizes, contrast, and zoom levels within applications is a key part of making your digital space comfortable and accessible. Think about how software settings can reduce physical strain. The most important thing with digital workspace customization is to experiment. What works for one person might not work for another. Try different wallpapers, icon arrangements, browser extensions, and app settings. See what actually makes you feel more organized, more focused, and more comfortable. Don't be afraid to change things up if your current setup isn't working for you. It's an iterative process of refinement. Ultimately, a well-personalized digital workspace isn't just about aesthetics. It's about creating an environment that supports your tasks, minimizes friction, and makes your interaction with technology more efficient and enjoyable. When your digital tools are configured to your preferences and workflow, you'll find that you can get more done with less frustration. It's your digital command center, so take the time to make it truly yours. And finally, let's tackle a topic that often elicits a groan: software updates. We've all seen them. Those notifications popping up, urging us to restart our computer or update an app, often at seemingly inconvenient times. It's tempting to hit "remind me later" indefinitely, but consistently keeping your software up to date is one of the most crucial tech habits you can cultivate. And it's about much more than just quieting those pop-ups. The number one, absolutely most critical reason to keep your software updated is security. Software, by its very nature, can have flaws or vulnerabilities. Malicious actors are constantly searching for these weaknesses to exploit them, whether it's to install malware, steal your personal information, or take control of your device. Software developers release updates, often called patches, specifically to fix these discovered vulnerabilities. Delaying updates leaves you exposed. You don't have to look far to find news stories about security breaches or cyber attacks that were successful because users or organizations were running outdated software with known vulnerabilities. These aren't just theoretical risks, they have real-world consequences. Every update you install, especially for your operating system, web browser, and security software, is like reinforcing the locks on your digital doors and windows. It's a fundamental part of protecting yourself online. Beyond security, updates often bring performance improvements. Developers are continually working to optimize their code, making applications run faster, use fewer system resources, or respond more quickly. That lag you might be experiencing in an older version of an app could potentially be smoothed out in a newer release. So, while an update might take a few minutes to install, it could save you cumulative seconds or even minutes of waiting time in the long run due to improved performance. Updates are also the primary way you get access to new features and important bug fixes. software is rarely finished. Developers add new functionalities, improve existing ones, and refine the user interface based on feedback and evolving needs. If you're not updating, you're missing out on these enhancements. Similarly, if you've been annoyed by a persistent bug or glitch in an application, there's a good chance a subsequent update has addressed it. Compatibility is another key factor. As operating systems evolve, and as other applications on your system get updated, older software versions might start to encounter issues. An update can ensure that your application continues to work smoothly with the latest version of your OS with new hardware drivers, or with files created by newer versions of other programs. Staying current helps maintain a harmonious digital ecosystem on your device. It's important to distinguish between operating system updates and application updates because both are vital. Your OS, Windows, macOS, Android, iOS, is the foundation, and its updates are often critical for system-level security and stability. Application updates, whether for your browser, Office suite, or creative software, address vulnerabilities and improvements specific to those programs. You need to pay attention to both. So, how should you manage updates? Many operating systems and applications offer automatic updates, and for most users, enabling this is a good idea, especially for security patches. This way, updates are applied in the background or during off hours without you needing to intervene much. However, it's still wise to periodically do a manual check to ensure everything is indeed up to date, as sometimes automatic processes can falter. For major OS updates, you might prefer to initiate them manually after ensuring you have a backup. When you see a notification for an update, especially if it mentions security, try to adopt a don't delay mindset. While it might seem like a minor inconvenience to restart your computer or wait for an app to update, the potential consequences of not doing so, particularly for security vulnerabilities, can be far more disruptive. It's a small investment of time for a significant increase in protection and often functionality. This principle extends beyond just your computer and phone software. Think about other connected devices you own, your Wi-Fi router, smart home gadgets, even some peripherals like printers or webcams. These devices often have firmware, which is essentially software embedded in the hardware. Check the manufacturer's website or app periodically for firmware updates, as these can also contain important security fixes and performance enhancements. In summary, those software update prompts are your friends, not your enemies. They are essential for keeping your devices secure from threats, ensuring optimal performance, providing you with the latest features, and fixing annoying bugs. Making regular updates a non-negotiable part of your tech routine is a simple yet powerful hack for a safer, smoother, and more capable digital experience. Don't put them off. So, there you have it. 5 tech hacks that I genuinely believe can make a tangible difference in how you use your technology every day. From mastering keyboard shortcuts to conquer your tasks faster, to finally taming that cable monster under your desk, utilizing the power and safety of cloud storage, personalizing your digital workspace for peak comfort and efficiency, and understanding the critical importance of regular software updates. Each of these is a step towards a more streamlined and secure tech life. My hope is that you'll take at least 1 or 2 of these tips and start implementing them this week. Don't try to do everything at once if it feels overwhelming. Pick the one that resonates most or addresses your biggest current pain point and focus on that. Small, consistent changes add up to big improvements over time. Technology should be a tool that empowers you, not a source of frustration, and these hacks are all about tilting the balance in your favor. Thanks for watching. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you did, please give this video a like. It really helps the channel, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these hacks are you already using, or which one are you excited to try first? Do you have any other great tech hacks to share? Don't forget to subscribe for more tech tips and hacks. This is Gregory Peterson, and I'll see you in the next video.